Hello, it's been a little while since I made a video. Um, this is the day after Christmas, or 2 days after Christmas, and I've had a lot of time to think about what the Christmas season means and where our world is going, and a lot of the media coverage that goes on. Um, I myself have not really hooked up to cable TV because of the fact I don't care for the way the media, whether it be CNN or Fox News, spins it because they are pushing opinion to draw viewers and they aren't really reporting the news. They're just showing video and then stating what they believe is going on instead of what is actually going on, doing the investigative part of the news. And personally, I believe that it's time for an awakening for most Americans to see how our government is running roughshod over us because we have kind of let them take the reins and run with it. The amount of money these people in Congress make with kickbacks and bribes and their own salary is beyond ridiculous when you have people who have served this country who can't even receive medical attention and no one is stepping forward to make sure these veterans are taken care of. There are so many issues, people who have served that have faced trauma, that have gone untreated, and they're uncounseled. Um, you know, Drug and substance abuse prevention is not even considered important by the people who run our governments, and yet they use that as touch uh, a touchstone note in whenever they're speaking to the public. Yet they do nothing. They talk about the schools, they talk about the children, and yet nothing is being done. In fact, I find at my age, I'm in my 50s, that most kids at 18 or 19 years old have no sense of history. They have no sense of where this country has come from and where it's going. They're more A lot of youth are more tolerant towards other races, other sexual orientations than I was when I was young, and that's a good thing. But also, you have to understand your history, and you have to understand things that have gone on. You know, it's not just accepting people for who they are now. It's understanding what how history can repeat itself and that injustices are happening to people no matter how much individual people are more tolerant of someone being black or gay or transsexual. And God, I'm Christian. In God's eyes and in Jesus' eyes, we are supposed to love everyone. And I can't say that I love everyone, but I hate no one. I dislike behaviors. I dislike how people talk to me or talk to other people and try and push their views on other people. And this is stuff that people pick up on by watching too much of the cable news or these news magazines where people are pushing their ideas, and there's nothing wrong with having an opinion. But that's all it is. It's not right or wrong. It's an opinion. And saying because my opinion is not the same as yours, that I'm stupid or wrong or whatever the name calling may be, it's not right. We, in my opinion, are in a crisis mode with our youth and have been for some time. Educating children on how to behave and show respect to people who may not hold the same opinions as you, no matter how you're raised. That seems to have gone by the wayside. And it's like, I'm going to get mine. You do whatever you have to do. And this immediate gratification that seems to be pervasive throughout society, no matter the age range, is to me absolutely crazy. Because anything that's worthwhile is worth working for. It's worth, the idea that I should have this now because I want it at whatever cost, whether it be hurting someone's feelings or stepping all over someone, or you just don't like somebody, so you try to do things to get someone fired because you want their position. That's, to me, that stuff is nonsense and it's immature, and it's not how we should live. If someone wrongs you, you should be able to forgive. So a lot of people I see nowadays, they hold grudges, they don't forgive. Well, if you're holding onto a grudge, it's not allowing you to grow as a person. And when you learn to let go of the things that are holding you back, then amazing things start happening for you. This is something that I have worked on with myself for years as a recovering alcoholic. Many of the reasons why I was drinking were due to things that other people did or acts that they did that I held a grudge about. And in pursuing a better life for myself, I learned to let go of some of the grudges I've had. I don't believe I have any now. I learned to see what's coming my way and either ignore it or forgive it without actually saying so. People have to treat people better. With different traumas that people go through and holding on to them for so long, it can cause depression, and depression can cause you to act in ways that can be violent or self-destructive, such as suicide. And I think people need to recognize when things aren't right for them, that they need to seek out help. Or if someone is acting inappropriately, try to get them the help they need. And a lot of times people think there's nothing wrong with themselves, and maybe there's nothing you can do, but it's in the effort. It's in trying to get someone the help. and getting someone who will listen. I recently saw the movie Unbroken, and for me, Louis Zamperini's story struck me in many ways. The many struggles I had. I lost my dad at 7. I started to drink at 11. Became pretty much became a full blown alcoholic at 19. I quit at 27, and between 19 and 27, I made one attempt at my life, suicide. And a few years into recovery, I attempted again. The thing I found out many years after, that my second attempt was at 30 years old. At 51 years old, I found out that I had depression, and the depression had progressed so greatly that I was becoming another person. And I was invited to a speaking engagement, someone who had gone through depression, and I was able to speak to him afterwards. And I recognized that I probably needed some help, and he suggested I see my doctor and suggested a few drugs. The first drug worked. My life changed. Many of the grudges that I had been holding on to that I really didn't want to faded away. And I think for me, the power of positivity was always there. I always wanted to find a way, and that was reinforced when I saw the movie Unbroken, because Louis Zamperini was a troubled kid early in his life. He ended up becoming an Olympic runner. He served in the military and changed his life. And he suffered from post traumatic, and he became an alcoholic. He recovered from that. He became a Christian. And whatever faith you have, if you or you wish to have, the important thing is to have faith, something to believe in that can guide your way in a way that helps you become a better human being to other people. Because most, if not all, religions, I believe, put forth a message of being good to your fellow man. And that means any man, regardless of faith, color, creed, anything. Animals, kindness is, it's an inborn human trait. We learn to be hateful and disrespectful and cheat people due to our experiences, and sometimes we're not taught that those things just don't work. In having a fulfilled life, there's always something missing if you're taking advantage of someone else. There is a missing hole, and through having faith and treating other people correctly and doing good works, you are able to fulfill your true human nature. That's my belief.